Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. This is episode 9 of the Interplanetary Voyage series, season 2. And in previous episode we have launched successfully a cyclotron and modified one Duna tanker lander. And also created the Jool supply ship. So we will be actually warping them now because I do want to launch, first the Jool supply ship because its window is the closest and it is in 41 days and 1 hour. So I want to be launching that ship as early as possible in orbit because also unlike other ships, this one is uncrewed. So this will be actually probe controlled. So in order to save on life support, I'm launching the probes as early as possible and the actual lander ships and crewed vessels as late as possible before the transfer window. So, rolling Jool supplies to the pad and let us launch the sucker. Boost off, and we have ignition, successful launch. We have cleared the tower, which is great. And standard ascent, nothing really special going on here, except a little bit dancing back and forth, but and our engines have cut off. Why? Oh boy. It's official. I'm an idiot. Okay, sorry guys, it seems that I have forgotten to put antenna for the ascent of this bloody ship. So we did put antennas for it to go to Jool, but we forgot to put the antenna for the ascent. One small, tiny antenna. And okay, since we already planned our mission pretty tight when it comes to the Delta V requirements, I will actually attempt, rather to get this rocket to orbit, I will attempt to land it. So we'll try to land it, but unlike SpaceX, this one will be featuring the full payload, which is of course the nuclear reactor, and that's one of the reasons why I want to land it and not just have it explode. Because exploding nuclear reactor would cause some debris fallout, and yeah, definitely we don't want that to happen. So kicking the gas, and I am pretty terrible at landing this sucker, but I hope at least I will prevent the nuclear reactor from going boom. So sticking around 800, and okay, I have arrested our horizontal velocity and now just trying to go straight down using the rocket engines and just slightly decelerate and get it to some nice landing speed. Come on, please. Oh, almost got it. No, I don't got it. Oops. Ow, and ow. Oh, and the nuclear reactor was intact. Lucky me. Success. Okay, yeah, about that. Okay, let's put, first of all, I wanted to have more boosters, because its Delta V budget was way too tight for my taste anyway. So, yeah, now let's put these guys below, just to keep our center of mass in front of center of lift, or actually our center of lift behind the center of mass. And let's put the fuel pumps here, great. And now the whole Communitron reason why the first launch failed anyway. And I thought when we will be detaching boosters, wouldn't it better that they detach sideways? And well, I didn't want to bore you with too many details, but I decided instead of these small decouplings, I have discovered that I have larger decouplers, which I never know about, but I will definitely use them in the future launches. And we have some cool other type looking launch clamps which are retracting, so I thought it would be only fitting that I start using some other components than the ones that I know and love. So, I mean, it's there for your viewing pleasure, so yeah. Okay, 2 more fins, and now finally our center of lift is behind our center of mass. Great. Okay, and I think we will be okay to launch this sucker. Just making sure that I put these 2 fins here for easier steering. Oh, it's only 1 fin. No. 2. Symmetry radial. Yeah, got it. Nailed it. Okay, great. That means that now, since I had to scrap the previous vessel because it didn't have fins, but we have recreated it and we will have to launch it once again. I'm just hoping that I will be able to create the ship. Okay, I have 11 days. Well, that should be enough for us to be able to still launch within the Kerbal to Jool window. Yeah. Okay, so no harm, no foul, I guess. Okay, finishing up the Jool supply ship, and now we are only 25 days from Kerbal to Jool and only 16 days from our Duna return window. I think I will be sending someone back, definitely from our Duna mission, and therefore testing our shuttle Voyager. Okay, now let's see, rolling out the Jool supplies once again, and this time I'm hoping for a slightly better launch. Let's just call it at that. Okay. And let us launch this bad boy, but I would actually prefer to have waited until the morning just for the beauty's sake. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, and let's kick the bucket. Oh, sorry, not bucket, thrusters. Beautiful retracting launch clamps, nice looking ship overall. I actually even like this design way more. So, once we pass the 2000 meter mark, we will know if our Communitron is working successfully or when we will have once again the nuclear bada-boom. Hopefully not. Okay, passing the 3000, and as you can see, our rocket is running straight and true, which is great. Let's do a little bit of gravity turn so that we can actually get easier into orbit, and detaching the boosters. Wow. Okay, I'm definitely using the Separatrons from now on for the big boosters. Those are amazing. Okay, because as you know, in previous episodes, because of the low ejection force of the hydraulic detachment manifold, I believe as they call it, my boosters would come back and slam once again into the main stack, which was very, very bad. So, yes, definitely performing the... And we are at 100. Great. Apoapsis. 100 kilometer apoapsis, 105 to be exact. Let us just put the circularization maneuver node, and I think that should be about right, 1451. So let us decouple the fairing. Beautiful. Let's make sure that our antennas are deployed. And let's also make sure that we already now aim with at least one long-range antenna, because, yeah, I've been known to make mistakes like that. And okay, we are getting close to our maneuver node burn. Let's extend radiators and solar panels. Great. Kicking the gas. Let's align them like this. I think it looks cooler. burning through our ascent stage, 700 meters to go, more than enough to successfully circularize. And we are, well, orbital. 122 by 100, I think that's good enough. Let's put a second target. For redundancy reasons, ComSat 2. I don't think I will be deploying the antenna. Screenshot time. Great. So I guess this is fine. Let us just rename the ship Jool Supplies 1. I tend to have Mark 1 when launching and 1 when actually successfully in the orbit. This way I can differentiate. Okay, reconditioning the launch pad. Now I'm thinking of launching yet another vessel, since our Kerbal to Duna window is also coming up, and I'm guessing we will have many burns to take care of, so I'm thinking to launch, guys, a space dock. Now this is a ship that we have built long ago, and I have been building it using some of the older parts, so some hilarity may ensue. I'm hoping everything will launch fine, but you never know. The purpose of the space dock, as you remember, was to go to the Duna Orbital 1 and actually be a dock for our two SSTOs, because they had docking ports at the bottom of the craft, unlike others. So for those, I want to have a specially designed space dock. As you can see, one hell of a rocket. And let's launch it. Oh, dancing. Come on, please. Be stable. Behave. Okay. So far, despite a little bit bouncy launch, it seems that our rocket is running straight and true, and I wanted everything to be in one stack. Just for differentiation reasons. Okay, apoapsis is reaching 20 or 20, so we are going at slightly steeper angle because this is a long rocket. I don't want it to go flippity flip. So yeah. It will have a little bit steeper profile, but ultimately I don't care as long as we get it successfully to the orbit. Real plume looking as beautiful as ever, and 100 apoapsis of 100, great. Let us put it into the parking orbit. So let's see, 100 by 80. No, let's put it 100 by 102. Okay. I'm really worried that some of those objects will collide in the end, but I want to keep them still in decent orbit. And as you can see, this is how our space dock looks like. Or actually, now you see it after I turn the lights on. And it will be using infernal robotics, but I won't be decoupling it just yet, so I will be decoupling it once we actually get to Duna. Now, let us slowly angle the rocket. Maneuver prograde. 1,302 meters per second to burn. Slightly less than we have in our ascent stage, but we don't care as we do have other stages, so that's fine. Halfway through the burn. So ultimately the ascent stage will end up burning into the atmosphere, and which is good because we get rid of some of the debris. Okay, and almost there, and yes, we are orbital. Perfect. Not the ideal orbit, but then again, like I said, don't care really that much. Okay, let's just... We can actually fill a little bit with it just to have as my slight correction. Okay, and let's see, how do we... 6.2 meters per second to burn. Really not that much, so we should be fine. And that leaves a total of 3.5 thousand in our transfer stage, which should be enough to get us to Duna on an efficient day. Which is the one that is coming up. Oh, and we have a beautiful sunrise, which we are not seeing because I forgot to align the camera correctly. And as this is post-commentary, I can now only regret it. Okay, and let's burn. Perfect. I'm pretty happy with that one. So... Okay, no, I don't want the Kerbal Orbital Lab. I want to actually be building something completely different. But then again, those ships are getting close to each other, so yeah. I'll have to think about something better. Okay, now they moved a little bit further, so great. Okay. That being said, now we are in the correct orbit. I wanted to do a final screenshot opportunity, so change the name tag and also open at least one of the medium range communication satellites so that we can actually continue to maintain connection even after we eject it towards Duna. Okay. Perfect. And now let's go a little bit more into construction. Now, like I said, we have retired, or slightly retired, our Kerbal shuttle program, and we have to figure out another way how to return our Kerbals back from the Kerbal Orbital Lab 1. So, like the ISS has Soyuz modules, I wanted to make a small return pod ships that would be able to return back to Kerbal once our people come back home. And like I said, I'm planning to actually return some Kerbals from the Duna Orbital Lab back to the Kerbal Orbital Lab using the Voyager shuttle. And Voyager will not be landing on Kerbal because it's not designed to do so. It's designed to basically ferry between Duna and Kerbal. So Voyager will come and dock with a space dock, hopefully, on Kerbal Orbital 1, transfer the passengers in a Soyuz-like capsule, which I'm calling the Utility Return Pod ship, and that one will be actually then returning those Kerbals back to Duna, or from Duna back to Kerbal. And now that we have also re-entry heating, I wanted to make sure that I have the heating shield, and I want a small amount of fuel on top of it, and then I want to have some maneuvering thrusters which can get me back. Come on, not that one. I want a better one. Where is that flat thruster when you need it? Ah, here you go. Perfect. Not a great thrust to weight, but then again we will be going nowhere fast, so yeah, we don't care. I also made sure that it has a dock on top so that we can actually dock it with the Kerbal Orbital Lab 1, and now I'm trying to find monoprop tanks because we will need to perform docking. Okay, 4 of them, and then I want to be putting the RCS thrusters. But first let's position these guys. Okay, now... Oh, I have forgotten the probe core because Okay, guys. Now a question to you: why do you think that why I need the probe core when I'm sending the capsule up? I'll give you, let's say, 5 seconds to think about. Well, if your thoughts were going along the line that yes, this is a return ship, and not the ascent ship, I don't want to be sending more Kerbals up to the Kerbal Orbital Lab 1. So that means that I will be sending it using remote tech, and then it will be returning with the crew. Okay, solar panels. We have one battery over there. Let's put some RCS thrusters, then we have to balance them out, make sure that this craft can dock well, because, I really don't want it to be bouncing all over the place back and forth. So, by the way guys, RCS build aid, yeah, it works in 1.1.3 and it's a godsend. Okay, come on. Okay, now what did I do? Well, it looks aligned well enough. So, yeah. Okay. And now I'm thinking that I want to be continuing working on this ship, or actually more likely on its ascent stage. So, oh, and yeah, we also said we wanted to find a way how to retrieve the eccentric quarks experiment. So while technically this is not exactly what the ship was designed for, I thought, well, what the hell, cramming another pod there might be a Kerbal thing to do. So, yeah. That means that we have to once again rebalance the craft, which makes everything else slightly more difficult, but yeah, still doable. And here we go. Yeah, almost. Come on, give me some good placement. Yeah. Perfect. Well, technically not really perfect, but okay. I wanted to move a little bit solar panels above, and I really hated the idea of this thruster hitting the probodobodyne. Slim. Okay, so this is once again our ascent stage. We also want to be putting the short range communication dish. And let's put the antenna somewhere on top so that we can actually maintain a connection while we're docking. The good thing about this ship, we don't need any fancier antennas, which is, I think, is great. But these will do the trick. I just want to bind it to the communication group 1. I angled it a little bit, and I want to be putting an abort stage. Simply because, well, I want to make sure that if I ever choose to use this ship to launch the Kerbals back to the to the Kerbal Orbital Lab 1, I want to make sure that I'm able to properly eject them. A little bit of, how would you call it, yeah, check your staging. Okay, and now let's build the rest of the rocket. One tank to make sure that it gets to the Kerbal Orbital Lab 1. I also want to be using one engine, and I'm trying to find anything useful and interesting, but yeah, so far failing to do so. I think I will probably go for not for the mainsail, but the skipper, I believe, or... yeah. I think it gives it a good thrust to weight, so let's put another decoupler. It doesn't need to be a high-tech ship. All I needed to do is to go and dock with our Kerbal Orbital Lab 1. So, on paper 4.2 thousand delta V should be enough in my book. And I'm thinking, because of the previous experiences, just add 1 for safety margin reasons. Cool. Then what else do we need? SAS for sure. SAS here. And we need some, well, stabilizers, clearly. I'm just trying to remember where I was having these stabilizers. They're part of B9. Okay, yeah, here. Great. And perfect. Our center of lift is already behind our center of mass, meaning that the rocket should be stable on ascent. Beautiful. Let's put some launch clamps. Oh, these are heavy-duty launch clamps. I don't like them very much. So let's put the older launch clamps or stability enhancers. Pretty simple, straightforward rocket, nothing really special. And yeah, I just want to be putting some lights. And guys, we are coming on the 27-ish minute mark, so I think as soon as I double check my staging, I will wish you all a fond farewell, and actually we will be seeing each other in the next episode. Like if you like, hit subscribe for more KSP content that will be coming soon, and until our next episode, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.